Hi, I'm Ken Steele, host of 10 with Ken. Our team recently went on site to the University of Waterloo to profile its Velocity Garage. If you haven't watched or listened to the full episode, please check it out on any of a dozen channels where you might be watching this video. Our day included interviews with dynamic young entrepreneurs about their startup companies, their amazing new products, and of course their experience with Velocity. Since these young entrepreneurs were so generous with their time, we thought we should share more of their interviews with you than we could squeeze into the one episode. Here's our full interview with Rachel Thompson, founder of Marlena Books. Tell us a little bit about what the company is designed to do.
Yeah, so we're a social company and we're creating reading material for individuals with Alzheimer's and dementia to improve their quality of life and their dignity. They're fictional works created by local authors here in the KW region. Right now we have hardcover print books, but are also in the process of developing ebooks with audio and music.
What's the name mean?
Okay, so the company is inspired by my grandmothers, and one of their names was Marilyn and the others was Helena, so I put them together and made Marlena.
Oh, neat. Okay. Oh, there's always a good story behind a name. All right, so is there a story behind the genesis of this idea, the inspiration for it?
Yeah, so my grandmother Marilyn has lived with dementia for over 10 years and was a big reader. And as her disease progressed, we realized she was no longer reading and kind of just thought it was part of the disease until one day she started reading the headline of a newspaper out loud perfectly. And so I started looking into reading and dementia and just wanted to buy her some books and realized that there weren't any available. But there was a lot of research actually being done between dementia and reading and the procedural memory. So I started looking into it more and doing some research, and then we created Marlena Books to kind of meet that need.
So it's not just large print. This is a different sentence structure, and they have to be written specifically with dementia or Alzheimer's patients in mind?
Yeah, so current reading material is often too hard to read or overwhelming for individuals with dementia, and the alternative, unfortunately, is children's books. So our books feature mature content, stories our readers are actually interested in, but presented at kind of in a layout that is most conducive to reading for them. So the font is larger, the text is aligned a bit differently. We have prompts located throughout the book to help individuals remember to turn the pages, and we have thicker pages and hardcovers for dexterity, and we kind of want to just encompass the whole reading experience because there's actually a lot of cognitive benefit that comes along with reading for individuals with dementia, and right now they're not getting that if they're not reading at all.
And are you a graduate of the University of Waterloo, Rachel?
Yes, I graduated from the Health Studies program in the Faculty of Applied Health Science. I'm a sole founder, but we also have some individuals working part-time as well. We have a book designer and a marketing intern, and we also have co-op students from the University of Waterloo that we regularly employ. So it's a team effort, definitely, but I'm a sole founder right now.
Did this idea occur to you while you were still a student? Did you come back as an alumnus to Velocity?
Yeah, so the idea actually started when I was my last year of my studies at the University of Waterloo, and then I entered Velocity about a year after graduating when I had a bit more time to work on my idea and build a prototype and come in with a concrete design.
What drew you to Velocity?
So I had access to a few other incubators on campus, such as the St. Paul's Greenhouse, that were really helpful in the social side of the business. But I was looking for a little bit more concrete business advice. I love the legal and accounting help that we get here at Velocity. It's really been helpful so far. And also the team at Velocity now is quite diverse. So there's a lot of individuals that can help me with specific business needs I have, but they are having a bit more of a social lens come forward as well. So navigating questions such as how do we make sure we're doing this with dignity? How are we highlighting individuals with dementia in a way that we're not kind of overusing them or taking away their rights? And so I think the combination the team brings is what's been most helpful so far.
Okay, I know that for people with dyslexia, they have like special fonts now that they use.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any crossover with that kind of research?
The crossover between other kind of reading impairments and dementia reading, there are some similarities. For example, we all would use CNIB best practices for those with vision loss in terms of like layout of the book, and there is some alignment. There's actually a big Canadian organization that works with individuals and children specifically with different types of disabilities and reading. So I've definitely taken a bit of the research they've been doing and looking into that, but unfortunately, because the diseases are quite different, some of the strategies that are employed in like a dyslexia book are different. But I think the main theme of allowing individuals who have a harder time reading to be able to read and enjoy that's kind of the underlying cause that we're all trying to meet.
What's the story of you deciding to become an entrepreneur, deciding to create a company to do this? How did that decision come about?
It came about very spontaneously. There was kind of a call for submissions on an on-campus incubator at the St. Paul's Greenhouse for people who had an idea, and at that time this was just an idea, and I came forward with that. And through strategies that they helped me do in programming there, I kind of built it from an idea to a prototype, and there kind of looked more at the business side of it, and then decided to move into Velocity and kind of grow it into more of a business. I definitely didn't graduate thinking that I was going to be an entrepreneur. It was never on my radar, but it's one of those things that kind of just fell in my lap, and it's going well so far, and the support I've received has really allowed it to keep moving forward, and I'm excited to see what's next.
That's great. That's great. You must be in full-blown phase 3 now with the company in terms of Velocity's program. You have a product that's out in market now.
Yeah, so we just entered stage 2, and we do have sales right now. So we're primarily selling to long-term care homes, and then also opening a consumer market this year as well. We'll be selling the books online for family or friends who would like to buy just one book for a family member or a friend that has dementia.
How many titles have you got now?
Right now we have 5 different titles and a variety of themes. And we have like a romance story for the ladies and a hockey story that's quite popular among the men. And we hope to develop around 5 more titles annually to allow our readers to have fresh content every year.
Don't forget to throw in some science fiction in case we...
Yeah, by the time we get there, we want the simplistic Star Wars novels. Yeah,
I thought of that.
Well, they probably it's a little ahead of time.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are 50, 60, but...
They're coming.
Yeah. Other things you would like to say about Velocity, or about what it's been like to start a company in this context?
I think the best thing about Velocity is the support you receive from all ends, like the team that you can go to and get assistance in any way, but also just being able to connect with other people who are going through the same thing. I mean, sitting around other entrepreneurs and startups every day, it's not only inspiring, but it also is good for troubleshooting. And there's a lot of communication that happens between the teams. If someone has a problem or advice on doing something someone else has already done, it's very easy to just walk over to someone else's desk and kind of collaborate that way. So I think when people are going through harder things, it's nice to kind of feel like you're not alone, and then when you do have those victories, you can celebrate together. So that's been great so far.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks very much. Appreciate your
Awesome.
time.
That was
So
great.
That was good. 10 with Ken is a production of Eduvation Inc., copyright 2017. I'm available for conference keynotes, campus PD events, board retreats, and committee workshops, in person or now virtually too. For more information, please visit www.eduvation.guru or 10withken.com.